Debbie Tubby, BBC Look East, Newmarket.
Now, you probably know allotments are very popular at the moment, but they take, of course, a lot of hard work. So how about this for an idea? A scheme where somebody else will do it for you.
That's what they're planning at Wimpole Hall in Cambridgeshire. The National Trust is donating the land, appointing a full-time grower, and all they need now is families to sign up.
Even in winter, there's work to be done on the veg patch. This isn't any old plot, it's the walled garden at Wimpole Hall near Royston, pretty much as the Victorians would have seen it. But a few hundred yards away, there's another garden in the making. Right now, it's a field, but soon it'll be a very big allotment.
We're on Wimpole Estate, just opposite the historic home farm in this beautiful countryside. This is where the Community Supported Agricultural Scheme will take place. This is the land that they will grow the vegetables on.
Allotments peaked in the war, then fell out of favour. Now you could wait years to get one. This project is for people who'd love an allotment but don't have the time. Everyone pays around £8 a week, and that pays for a full-time grower to tend the plot. Members get veg every week and can do as much or as little work as they want.
They might not have the time or the skills to run an allotment, but they can buy into this scheme. Financially, they buy in, they get their weekly delivery of vegetables, their box of vegetables, but emotionally they can also buy into it.
Anyone who's interested can go along to Wimpole Hall tomorrow evening at 6:30 and sign up. Initially, there's enough land for 50 families, but there's more if needed.
I would love to see people on this area all helping and working as an association, as a community, and picking their own vegetables, and they're producing their own food. They know where it comes from.
The fruit and veg will be organic, local, sustainable, ticking all the right green boxes. And for £8 a week per family, the National Trust believes it's pretty good value for money as well. Ian Barmer, BBC Look East, Wimpole Hall in Cambridgeshire.
It's my kind of gardening. What was the first record you bought, and do you know where you bought it?
The first one I bought, I think, was the soundtrack from Grease,
yes,
which I was obsessed with, and I bought it in the local record store in East Grinstead, where I lived. What about you?
I bought a thing called Wild Weekend by the Rockin' Rebels. It was a single. I bought it from somebody I knew, and it was rather silly because I didn't have a record player.
So you had to wait a few years to play it.
But it's on my MP3 player.
It was worth having. These days, of course, you're more likely to buy your music online or download it, which is why a new business venture in Braintree in Essex is so unusual.
Back in the 80s, if you wanted to buy some Wet, Wet, Wet or some Human League, you'd have gone to your local record store. And now a 19-year-old is reviving that tradition here in Braintree. I fancy some Karma Chameleon.
Mike Cayley used to work in a bank. He got made redundant last year. The two music stores in Braintree closed down, so with a little help from his family, he decided to set up shop.
We saw the gap in the market after Xavier and Woolworths went down. There was a big hole, and obviously a lot of people were like, it's maybe a bit too much at your age to do, but I mean, there's no better feeling at the end of the day to turn around and say, I proved you all wrong.
He sells DVDs, games and instruments.
These are classic and folk are for the acoustic ones.
And at a time when record stores in the East are suffering due to supermarket and internet sales, blast music is bucking the trend.
I think there's still a lot of people out there that just don't want to download. They just either don't know how to, they're just not that good on a computer, or they just don't want to put their credit card details on the internet. I think no matter what people say, CDs still make a really good present at Christmas and birthdays.
The shop hit its sales targets within 2 months of opening, but where are the people of Braintree buying their music?
Tesco's.
From Tesco's.
Do you always get your music from Tesco's?
Yeah, it's cheaper.
I got mine from Tesco's, but I got the 100 Garage 5-disc CD. Yeah, it's pretty cool.
Oh, for my mum, I bought something for my mum. Just Susan Boyle CD, that was it.
Well, his mum's not the only one. Subo's been top of Mike's album chart since Christmas, but we'll stick to Culture Club. And Jana Gadgill, BBC Look East, Braintree.
Oh, good luck to him.
Yes.
Next, the story of 2 young girls from Suffolk who won an award for helping the troops in Afghanistan.
This is a good story. Jasmine Alexander and Phoebe Turner have been raising money for months to send parcels to the war zone. Now, what started on a small scale is very much bigger.
Jasmine is 9 and Phoebe is 10. Both their fathers have been serving in Afghanistan, and the girls were keen to ensure that the troops didn't feel forgotten. So they started making up these parcels containing 1 or 2 little essentials.
There's some like toothpaste and toothbrush for like if they like run out of toothpaste or something, and then there's like some little snacks they could eat.
Very nice.
Some wet wipes and some tissues if they need any, because it's very dusty out there.
And have you found that these are the most popular things? These are the things they like?
Yeah.
Dozens of parcels have been packed, wrapped and dispatched, and it's earned the girls a special community award. They're the youngest recipients ever.
I felt really excited and read the letter, and as soon as I read it, I rang Jazzy and we were both like screaming.
We were very proud of ourselves and very excited, of course, of actually getting an award and being an actual hero, basically.
I don't think they even realise that they've done something special. I think they, to them, it's just normal to be so caring, and that's wonderful.
I think that we're really good people for doing this, and I don't think that many other people would want to do it.
Phoebe's dad came back from Afghanistan last week. As for Jasmine's, he comes back
tomorrow.
How's that going to feel?
I'm really excited.
The girls get plenty of messages back from the troops. One said, it's these little acts of kindness that keep the soldiers' morale high. They'll be presented with their award in March. Kevin Birch, BBC Look East, in Suffolk.
And we think they're very good people for doing that as well. They're great.
Wonderful girls.
Now the weather.
Well, it was a real pea souper this morning, and in fact some of that fog lasted right the way through the day in some spots. Tonight, yes, I think we'll have a good covering of cloud with perhaps a little bit of patchy light rain or drizzle and quite a lot of mistiness and murkiness, but we should avoid the dense fog patches of last night. The reason